Okay, we got Skyro playing Koji in the gold versus Saykoya playing Sedge in the green. So, some different picks coming out this time. Like, we haven't really seen too much of Koji or Sedge so far, but, you know, Harmonious, like, they're pretty good picks. This is a map with, like, a lot of economy. Like, it goes to a pretty decent game length, too. It's one of the bigger maps in the map pool.
Yep, and I mean, probably one of the maps where Groove charges the fastest. So, if you're gonna play Sedge on one map, I was thinking it's this one, right?
Makes sense, yeah, because there's a lot of properties, there's a lot of very early skirmishes that happen as well. You see this kind of early pressure coming down from commanders, like pushing up on the opponent's fortified, for example. And then you've got like naval fights going across the sides too, so yeah, like you'll see the slow push of these river boats coming out as we see the first one coming up there for Saykoya. Oh, and we see Koji attacking the village. Oh, not the village, the lumber mill from the beach tile. So
Yep, because I yoinked that lumber mill.
that just slows that down a little bit. We're going to see Saykoya take their own lumber mill. Not some early pressure. Air Trooper comes out. Sedge is just grabbing some of these water villages too. Whereas, yeah, Koji went for a more central route to deal with the lumber mill being yoinked. And yeah, Skyro, they're probably going to back up this injured sword in a moment. Oh no, sorry. Saykoya is going to back up the injured sword in a moment, I should say. Okay. Yeah, just riverboats moving up the sides. More things getting positioned to do some pressure. We've got the dragon coming out. And this could be very effective at dealing with this onslaught on the side from the riverboat. But that said, Skyro already had the first harpoon out. Second harpoon comes out. You of course need two to deal with one dragon. You can technically get away with doing one, but you have to be really careful, and it slows down that push on the side a lot.
Yeah. It's way like harder to stop when you have two.
Yeah. Yeah, like then you need to invest in archers and other units as well, so yeah. But for the moment, yeah, Saykoya is just gonna back up a little bit on this side. Recognizes that the opponent's commander is getting up in their face. Koji actually has got a decent amount of groove. What we're looking at now, 76. That's even more now, 78. So could have groove next turn depending on how much fighting there is. Oh wow, we're gonna see on this barge. Doesn't go down. Barges are pretty tanky. Oh, well, never mind. Knight comes in and finishes that off. So that's 91% groove. Yep. Skyro's looking to be in a good position right now. And losing that barge is very unfortunate. It is incredibly useful for transporting things around the center. Oh, but Saykoya finds an opening, hits their opponent's lumber mill. And are we going to see a second harpoon come out here? Oh, a thief is actually out. Interesting. Oh, no, we're going to see Skyrider. And yeah, having that, just that one archer is going to help a lot. Koji is determined, just going to keep pushing forwards. Recognizes that Sedge is not going to have groove anytime soon, and Koji does have groove, which opens up a ton of lethal opportunities. And Skyro, we're seeing dragon on dragon action here, where they are just going to face off against each other. Completely unable to hit each other, but who is going to get the most value? But for now, it looks like Skyro is doing really well with this push. They're going to keep pushing over on the side. Ooh, nice pick off there. Finds a sword. Could eat a hit in return from the opponent's harpy, but the mage... Oh, the mage doesn't actually cover. I think the harpoon ship does, but I don't know, maybe there's just like... Might not be quite enough anti-air to cover all of this. Oh no, actually, the riverboats are positioned really well, so...
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm getting away with like not building that much, but it's also because I have land presence there, so the dragon can't like get multiple angles on the harpoon ship, which means I can do that.
Okay, well, Skyro backed up a bit there. Just taking it kind of slow right now. And the second dragon comes out from Saykoya. See a lot of dragons, I think, on this map. And Sedge has groove now, which means that Sedge can be aggressive. Of course, you do cost potential groove for doing that, but then again, you know, just killing lots of stuff is kind of its own reward. So, tier 1 Sedge, still pretty spooky, but we'll have to see how that works out. Ooh, riverboat goes down. Second dragon comes up, and I think this is just going to be a numbers game. Skyro is going to be okay taking damage on one dragon, just to kind of overwhelm.
Yeah, it's probably like worth it, because even if like one dragon takes a hit, killing riverboats isn't that bad, and then it also allows Skyro to have these villages stay captured.
Yeah.
Which means that the money will actually come back from taking a hit on the dragon.
Yeah, and yeah, the opportunity cost of those riverboats is huge. Because that's groove that they're not building anymore as well.
Yep. So I'm starting to rebuild them now.
Yep. But yeah, there's still a whole bunch of dragons on the map. 2 for both players. The Sky Rider I think is going to be a big threat here. Ooh, big heal on the dragon. Skyro's just like, yeah, I still want that. Golem comes out too, and yeah, Skyro's just like, there's one archer I need to back up, I can't afford to fight this. Which makes sense, because yeah, archers, like even one archer will deal with a ton of enemy naval units, especially on this map where people don't tend to build Kraken on the side. Warship is like sometimes seen, but that's more of a defensive option you build early if your opponent's overextending. Okay.
Yep. Although you can go warship if like you feel like you kind of need to put a lot of pressure on the water. Like if your opponent isn't doesn't have a lot of presence on the land, then you can punish with the warship basically for not pushing fast enough, basically.
I'm taking a quick look at the timer. 33 minutes left on the clock for Saykoya. Skyro looking at 36. Okay, so they're pretty close on that front. Ooh, wagon gets picked. We're going to see more big kills. Knight's going to take a crit and a sword hit. And that's quite a lot of damage. But that's also quite a large counterattack, especially when you're attacking into Sedge. And Skyro's just like, I have to go. I have to do some damage here. And oh, they're backing this up with Koji. Koji's really close to tier 2. Oh, that could make a huge difference. Any fight that comes in here actually is going to be a potential Koji tier 2.
Yeah, and I mean, the whole game up till now I've been careful to have Sedge like use the wagon and the barge to basically go where Koji isn't. And now, well, a fight starts, so let's see what happens.
Okay, we're seeing Sedge do his thing, picking up a couple of kills that might not have happened otherwise. Oh, it's going to be a kill on that mage as well. And yeah, like this is what you want to be doing with Sedge. I mean, obviously, a lot of these would have loved to have been like proper kills, because then Sedge would be building a lot closer to tier 2, but
yeah, here using Sedge move allows me to pick off some units without losing units of my own.
Oh,
Well, without exposing them too much, basically.
that's actually a really nice pick off on that sword with the dragon. So yeah, just any kind of overextension. Dragons are amazing at punishing those. But is this going to be a lethal attempt? I mean, we've got Koji tier 2.
Let's hope this works.
And this will do a lot of damage. Okay, first opening created. Oh, there's a gap in the second one. Big explosion. Second big explosion. Dragon. Is this going to be enough to kill? I think it is. And it is. And Skyro finds the lethal with the Koji tier 2. And that was a good turn from Saykoya before then, but I think, yeah, ending it a little bit too far forward is a bit too close to that Koji tier 2.
Yeah. Koji is crazy. Well, when that happens, I guess.
Yeah, tier 2, I mean, it takes a long time to charge, so it's not like a quick thing, but on a map like this, where there's lots of potential groove charge, lots of very small skirmishes that happen throughout the game, that don't really require commander intervention. Like the naval fronts, you don't really interact with them too much with the commanders aside from the beginning. You're gonna build up groove, and you will eventually get your tier 2. So yeah, well played there by Skyro. Takes it pretty cleanly. That was a pretty even game, I would say. Maybe Skyro had like a slight edge, but in general, like I think it was pretty close. And then yeah, obviously.
Although in terms of groove, Skyro was actually pretty far ahead of Sedge. Like Koji was pretty far ahead of Sedge in terms of just pure groove points. So I guess Skyro. I mean, maybe I just wasn't focused enough on it, or maybe Skyro was doing a good job of not of making sure to slow it down.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
for example, the decision to pick off the riverboats with the dragons is really good for that.
yeah, like that's 2 kills for the cost of, you know, taking 1 hit in return. It's like a big groove advantage there. And I mean, yeah, because of that, there was a whole bunch of extra skirmishing on the right hand side with like riverboats. Well, on the left hand side, sorry, with riverboats knocking down villages. But on the flip side, you then have not that much happening from that 1 harpoon ship, or I guess like the 2 harpoon ships eventually, where they just weren't able to get more targets. Because yeah, they can't really do anything, right? Like when it's just the harpoon ships, they'll just get zoned out by enough air potentially, and also like they just can't hit any land targets. So
yeah, like the main reason for the water push is that you can hit buildings. Like shutting down the tower and stuff, and like having the warship end game is nice, but it's like not the main objective.
yeah, that's a very much like you transition into the shutting down of the tower later on, as opposed to that being the actual goal. So yeah, but anyway, well played to Skyro. They're going to go up a game, and we're going to go into game 2.